Morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, August 5th, 2025. My name is Don Swanker, and I'm going to call the Jackson County Board of Supervisors meeting to order. To my left, I have Mike Steinis.
Morning.
To my right, I have Nin Flagel. I got Bjorn from IT, Lisa from the auditor's office, Luann in the back, our executive assistant, Brittany from the press. And first up, Jaden, are you available from the county engineer's office?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and proceed with you if you don't mind, sir.
Yep. Apologize for any background noise. We're just driving here. But first thing on the agenda is a couple of utility permits. The first one is for Macokota Valley to directional bore underneath Bernard Road for I believe it was for a water line for a new cattle tank, I believe. If I can pull it up here. Sorry, electrical primary underneath Bernard Road for
Okay.
a new cattle building. We see no issues on our end, so we recommend approval.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to approve the utility right-of-way permit, utility work in a right-of-way permit for MVEC Bernard Road Underground Primary Electrical, Brandon Township, Section 2. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The second one is also for Macokota Valley. It is a overhead crossing across 370th Street in Tatermore Township, Section 14. It's just for a new overhead crossing to serve cattle water at a address on 370th Street. So also note, we see no issues with this one, so we recommend approval as well.
Motion to approve.
I would second.
Got a motion by Nin, second by Mike to approve the Macokota Valley Electric Cooperative over utility work and a right-of-way permit for 370th Street overhead crossing at Tatumore Township, Section 14. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Next up is to approve the final project acceptance for our fiscal year 25 DSIP destination lighting. So as you recall, it was last spring when all the light poles were installed at our 5 intersections. The bases, the poles were installed thereafter once they came in stock. They were wired. We had some issues where some of them, shouldn't say issues, but where the Alliant powered ones took a little bit longer for Alliant to get them powered than what Macokota Valley did. But nonetheless, we were notified they're all working. We then subsequently went out and checked them actually at night to make sure they were all working, which they were. So all the punch list items were completed. So in order for us to submit the reimbursement request for the DOT for the full amount of the lights, they need this project acceptance form approved. So our department recommends approval since all the punch list items have been completed and project is completed and lights are working.
I would make a motion to approve the final project acceptance for destination lighting from the fiscal year 25 TSEP project.
I would second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to accept the final project acceptance for the destination lighting for the FY 25 funding. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And we'll continue right with TSIP for our fiscal year 26 TSIP award was for portable stoplight trailers. We received those a couple weeks ago. We had some training on it along with Cedar and Jones County. They were in attendance for that. We actually deployed them last week just to make sure the timing sequence and everything was correct and everything is working properly. So same as the previous one. I sent pictures of this. I guess I sent pictures of the trailers in hand to the DOT just to show that we have them. And so project acceptance for this one is also needed in order for us to submit the reimbursement request to the DOT. And this one is in the amount of $50,000 since the stoplight trailers were more than the grant award. You know, they're only reimbursing us up to the $50,000, and then the rest, the remainder will be split between us 3 counties. So our department recommends approval on this one too.
I make a motion to approve the TSIP funding for the portable traffic signals at the amount of $50,000.
I would second.
We got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the final project exemptions for the FY 26 T-SIP portable traffic signal funding of 50,000. Any other discussion?
Yeah, Jane, I just want to confirm. So we're in a 3-county agreement with this, correct?
Correct, yep.
For usage. So you use yours, I use mine, and we use ours.
Yeah, it's basically gonna be determining the best. I haven't talked to the 3 of us counties haven't really talked yet about how we're gonna work on sharing the equipment. I mean, primarily these are gonna be used mostly in the summertime for all 3 of us
Sure.
for all 3 of us to do highway patching. So it could be something where, okay, we do our highway patching. Maybe they do theirs early in the summer, right away in the summer. The other county could do in the middle. We do at the end, or we'll work through that. But yes, it is up to all 3 of us to share them. And again, it's mainly going to be used during the summer.
I just want to make sure that the public is aware that we are sharing them.
Correct. Yes.
All right.
Yep. And I can give a quick update. Last week on Tuesday,
Any other discussion on that? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Now you can do your quick update.
Sorry about that.
Whoever's driving you around. can
Yeah.
Safely navigate.
So last update is last week on Tuesday, our fog seal was performed on Iron Bridge Road. So that is completed, other than we're waiting for the fog seal to cure, which takes about 21 days, same as last year, before they can apply pavement markings. But the fog seal itself has been performed. So, and there's signage out there appropriately for the no pavement markings in the interim. And then our day labors are expected to start here sometime this fall. We received all of our beams from Highway 30 bridge. So we are buying used beams for our bridges, and those beams were delivered to our yard last week. The last load was, we have 15 50-foot beams in our yard, which is, we're paying quite a bit less than what we were to pay if it were brand new. So that's big cost savings, but our yard is full of used beams. And so we're getting ready for day labors to start this fall.
Hey, Jaden, you did some slope analysis of the Leisure Lake Road. I was looking for that. I couldn't find it. Could you send that to me again?
Yeah, yep, I can send it to you when I get back to my computer.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Anything else for Jaden? Appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much.
Have fun.
Yep, thank you.
Anybody in the audience or online that would like to talk to the board today? Seeing nobody online. We got hiding in the back, is that?
That's guy.
You ready, sir?
Sure.
You're up.
Go on me.
Right front and center.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, are you?
I hear you got bunged up a little bit or something, or?
Oh, bad back,
Oh, back.
old, you know how it
Did you
is,
crack something or do something? No,
working,
just old age. Yeah, well,
I'm better, I'll be there today.
better know there.
Yeah.
I'm better. I'll be here tonight. Hear that.
Good night.
All right, sir, welcome.
Thank you.
We're gonna talk about negotiating or renewing a contract, is that?
Yep. Wanna know if there's any issues or,
Well, I guess, it was time to renew, and I guess we talked about it a little bit between us. I didn't know if there was any proposals or any changes that you were recommending. I know we had at different times have talked about the containers themselves to rental on the containers. Is it beneficial for us to purchase them, or when we talked about?
I did some numbers, right now they're $10,000 a piece.
Okay,
So we've got 5 locations, plus a spare, gotta have a spare. Ours at our location, we don't, just dump and put it right back, but all the other ones we take an empty, set it down, pick up the full and come back. So you're looking at 60 grand for containers. We have been doing this for right at 5 years-ish. It looks like you paid like $5,500 in rent each, but,
Per year
no,
or total?
total.
Okay,
So we're down to $93 a month rent now,
okay.
which is the cheapest rent I have. Dubuque does own their own. They've got 10 or 12 spots up there. We just had an increase in Dubuque on hauls. The tipping stayed the same. They're at $30 a ton. We charge you 40 only because we have to dump it in our building, then reload it in a walking floor trailer and haul it to Dubuque. So if we could take it right in the box to the recycling center, it's cheaper because it's one handle, not two.
Mhm.
So, but the distance is the problem. So, I'm okay with everything. I know we do get a lot of phone calls. I do get a lot of people with me bowling in Bellevue and golfing in Bellevue about, the dumpster's always full at Bellevue and yada, 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 but about increased pulls, but that's totally.
So everybody is aware, this has been going on for quite a while, and Bellevue is usually pretty full, and we know that we have customers from town that are using that dumpster. And the city has since put a couple at their workstation in the middle of town, so I don't know if that helped a little bit, but them are normally pretty full, yeah, and actually. I know that we're actually getting the benefit of the year of St. Catherine.
Yeah, I was just gonna tell you, that's one at all seasons, trucking on 52. There's a lot of Jackson County people who use that dumpster on their way to work. So, which is fun,
And we've also talked about Preston, Preston's not normally full, but it gets 4 pickups a month. We talk about going to 3, and that, you kind of told me that really don't work out for your rotation, but.
It doesn't, it's not it's up to you guys, but the problem is that if people get used to using it and they come and it's full, they're upset, or they'll set it next to it, or
Mhm.
they'll legally dump or whatever.
And we had that going on in Preston, when I think we had 2 pickups.
Right. So in holidays, they're more busy, holiday weekends and so on. So it's in the eyes of the beholder and what you want to do with that. It's, you gotta put a price tag at the phone calls and so on. Is it the right thing to do? Yeah, I think it is. Is there gonna be abuse? Yeah. I will tell you this, for the drop boxes, the quality is not bad. I mean, every once in a while we get something, but for the most part, it's pretty clean. So,
So when we're talking about the rentals, it's 372 per month for all 6, correct?
we only charge you for the 5.
Okay, well, it's 372 a month the way the contract.
Yeah, we don't charge for the
So
switch out.
is
That's our,
times 12, that's 4,400 a year, correct?
yes.
Times 5 years. So we basically got 22,000 stuck in rentals.
Right now.
And what's the lifespan of one?
You get to 10 years and you're gonna either be sandblasting and painting them or replacing depending.
So we're about breaking even is probably what we're talking, something to the effect.
Look at 60.
Recommendation? You don't care?
We're into it this deep. I don't care. If you think you can save some bucks and you want to buy them outright, have at it. It's less inventory for me. And then when they're nasty, I can say, hey, we got a box, and Preston needs to be fixed. And then you
I
guys
mean,
have to pay for it.
that's tough to do, because of the fact too, they're getting swapped out all the time. So if you did purchase them, you
Right.
almost gotta put a lifespan on them and say, hey, in 10 years, you're gonna have to buy a new one.
Right.
Because otherwise, I mean, we're not getting the same box back every time.
No,
I
they'll
mean,
rotate
even
out a
if we
little
bought
bit.
6 of them, we're not getting the same box every
No,
3 months.
No,
whatever.
I mean, if Preston goes, we'll take the one that's in there and
Yeah.
then come back, gets dumped, and
Yeah.
that may go to Iron Hill. Then Iron Hill gets picked up and it comes back and it may go to,
But
Bellevue.
the 6 stay within.
They
the
stay in your,
Oh,
your,
they-
Number 6, stay.
your 6 stay right here. Yeah, and I got a spare now because the transfer station, they had one there and we pulled that because of course the fire. So, but that's changed the dynamics in business here for a while.
Yeah, no doubt. I had a flat tire on my truck just because of that. Yes. Well. My son had to go to the vehicle.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we're getting a lot of phone calls on that now. So, but
I mean, over the course of 5 years, if the lifespan's roughly 10, 15 years, at best, we're breaking even if we buy them before we have to do it again. So I'm okay with the rental because again, like you say, more police.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was just
You're
up
not
for
spending
discussion.
more renting them than. what we
Upfront,
would
it'd
buy.
be beneficial for me because I'd say, hey, here are the boxes and I'll discount them a little bit because they're used, but I'd still charge you 7-8 grand for the used ones and say, hey, there you go. And then I could take the money and go on vacation.
I mean, I'm not, well, I guess I did question it, because whether it was what's the best for our makeup, I guess, you know,
Right.
I mean, that's part of it, you know. If it's better for us or not better for us, and if it's up a break even, we don't need to worry about them, that's another situation, you know. Anything else that we need to?
I have another question for you.
Yes.
Asked them earlier. Like our jail has 2 dumpsters there right now. Would it be cheaper or more beneficial to put a roll-off dumpster there?
No, you won't fill it. So same situation. If a roll off, if you don't fill it every 7 to 10 days, we charge $10 a day rent on a box. Because we need turnover on them. So at the jail, I think they're 2-yarders or 4-yarders. Roll up box is gonna be 30.
Right.
Is
So
that
you
the roll
would,
off the great big long rectangle?
yeah.
What about the ones that you see them at campgrounds, you see them at restaurants?
the 2 or 6 and 8s.
Yeah, the
Yes.
bigger dumpster.
Well, we can have bigger ones there in less frequency, up to an 8-yarder.
Yeah. You know, just
Yeah.
money wise, because you always drive by,
Yep.
not saying aesthetics is a primary driving factor, but every time you drive by the jail now, you see 2 dumpsters with their lids up and they're stacked full of garbage. So it's either you pick up more, we need you to pick up more often,
Or go to a
or a
bigger.
bigger container.
Yep. And that's up to whoever's in charge of that. I don't know who.
What would be the most economically feasible way to do it? I don't know what we're paying, you know.
I have no idea what the service is there. I'm assuming it's once a week, and like I said, I don't know. I just drove by it, but I didn't pay attention. If it's a 2 or 4, but we can increase it the next size up and see how that goes, and then or you can go all the way up to an 8-yarder.
Right. Well, we had 2 2-yards there. That
One's for
was-
recycling and one's for probably garbage.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So,
We could go to 2 4-yards. Are they both full?
yeah,
Then-
they usually look like it's just,
It
Nice
usually looks
trash.
like just garbage.
yeah,
Okay.
so if we could look into that and kind of figure out maybe a better solution, because again,
Would Jeff know what's going on down there, or who's taking care of that garbage part of it down there daily?
I don't know. I know they came to us and said that their one was always full, that they needed something different.
Huh.
And I think we did kind of
First-
put it off on Jeff. to
Yeah,
be
first
like-
I heard of it, but I can drive back down and is there somebody there I can talk to?
Andrew Long would be one to talk to.
He's off
the-
this week,
Is he?
What
But
would be his number 2,
not sure.
Nick or
You might, honestly,
Crocker?
be better off to walk right down to the attorney's office. Jeff is putting some lights in the attorney's office up the steps to the right.
okay,
He might know what's going on or what it's for. If not, maybe he can steer you who to
yeah,
talk to.
because we can increase it easy. It's
Yeah.
not.
Because again, it does.
You don't wanna go more
Most of the time
frequency.
you drive by, the lids are up and there's bags of trash. I
Well,
mean,
that's
What-
just it. And if they're all trash, should you do the 8 and only do
Well,
one?
that's, we gotta find out if they were recycling or not
Yeah.
recycling, because I'm sure we're picking one up for recycling and we don't want the trash for recycling.
Right.
yeah.
So
I
so,
don't-
it is cheaper.
Sure.
if you have 4 yards of trash or 4 yards of recycling, it is way cheaper for the recycling, way cheaper. So we'll charge $30 or $40 for the 4-yard for recycling once a week, and we're gonna be charging 120, 130 for the trash. So
okay,
having the 2 dumpsters does save money if they're doing it
They're
right.
doing
okay.
Yep.
But if we could check into that, that would be beneficial.
Jeff's upstairs?
He's up, yeah, just up to 3 steps there. Well, he was when I come in. He's putting
I
lights.
can swing in there, if not, I'll go down, but
County attorneys, that's. county.
Or just- if whoever comes back next week, just have them give me a call and take care of it, so it's not a big deal.
Okay, so have we, are we done with this as far as discussing the contract for the recyclables and disposals here?
Mhm.
So again, this run out, we are a little bit behind. We ran out a little month ago or so, but.
There's a penalty for that.
Yeah, to you. Because you weren't here on time.
That's a free month on us.
Oh, yeah, they'll have contract.
Is that how that works?
Yeah, I think so.
So I guess if there's no changes,
We won't change anything.
get a new contract wrote up, and what's the proposal again? This was what, for 5 years?
Yeah.
Are
I
you
think
willing
that's
to
what you
do
do
5
with
years
the
at the
cities.
current term?
Yep. But we'll do that.
So what would be the next process? Just getting the contract wrote up?
Yeah, well, we put one together and, can go from there. We'll get it
Yep.
approved.
Sounds
And
good.
if you could talk to Jeff,
Yep, I'll walk up there right now. If he's not up there, I'm gonna drive back down and make sure that they're 2-yarders and maybe I'll step my head in the door and see who's there. and
Yeah,
What they know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Karen might know as much as anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
usually somebody, does.
Yeah.
But they can tell me what's going, I'll look in them too to see what's in them.
cool.
Go from there.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yep.
All right, we'll get one sent out.
The phone get hurt today somewhere.
Nope, I won't. All right, thank you.
All right. Next up is Elizabeth Townsend from, Health Administration with Department Update. How we doing?
Good morning.
Welcome.
Lisa. Well, that's what I was gonna have Becca come down. So how long will it take you to do an update?
Well, so I'm kind of giving an update.
Hold Becca down. please.
It's all money related stuff. I'll just start with the first thing that I was gonna. talk
Do you
about.
have any kind of something that
Yeah.
you're following
I
or
don't.
just your notes?
No, just my notes.
Okay.
So at our most recent Board of Health meeting, we talked about animal life.
Down to the supervisors meeting, please.
We won't.
Thank you. Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think you guys maybe know how it works, so we get all the animal bites that come reported to our office, and then we send out a quarantine order for the animal. We work with local municipalities, that's our requirement for the state of Iowa. But there's been a lot of bites and there's been a lot of concern because there's nothing that can be done essentially other than that quarantine. So I actually got an email from Teresa Weinshank up in Bellevue, City of Bellevue. I know that Bellevue is on board and Preston is on board. I've talked to Sebula PD as well. It sounds like they would be on board to pay the county to essentially put an animal control program together. We would need to get more information, but I would definitely need this board on board in order to do anything. We lightly talked about it with the Board of Health, talking about, putting something in place where, if a dog bit so many times, the board would have the authority to determine if the dog should be euthanized or not, so order to euthanization. But I think, it's hard because our hands are kind of tied. We don't really have a lot to do that we can do other than say, hey, quarantine your dog at home for 10 days. We don't know if it even gets followed through with. It's kind of something.
So they don't get taken anywhere per se.
They don't get taken anywhere. We don't have, I think in the past, there was a contract with maybe the local humane society to quarantine dogs. So I don't have a lot of back information on what they used to do. I had talked to Frank Freeberg to see, what they did in the past, and he was like, don't get into the dog business, but I've done it before in another county. It was a successful program. We brought in over $100,000 of revenue in our first year. And we started with
Because of
0.
why? How do we charge it? What do we charge it for? What?
So we can charge for quarantine. We charge for animal licensing. So we would license every dog in the county with the help of the municipalities. We used pet data when I did it in Illinois. I know the city of Dubuque uses them. They just take a percentage off of each dog tag. So I did reach out to them this morning after I received this just to get kind of a quote demo with them, even though I've worked with them before. But I think it's something that we should look into. And I think that if the local municipalities are going to pay the county, it's something we should look at. I certainly don't want to go chasing dogs. So I don't want it to be me, but I don't mind being the oversight for that program.
I get it,
I'd
but-
wanna know what the program looks like, cause
Yeah.
to me, that's
Yeah.
talking about manning. Now you're talking, if you're gonna house dogs, you're talking about
Yes.
24-hour
Yes, so it is.
surveillance. I mean,
Yeah, so it would be a collaborative effort with our Humane Society, or if they can't do it here, we would look at some other ones like Dubuque or Clinton. We would definitely have to have staff.
What about private entities? Are we paying private entities to quarantine these?
No, so when
Could we? I mean, we have several.
so we
several
could.
Businesses in the county, but I don't know how they're regulated or what.
So what we did in Illinois was that we built a very small kennel that was not intended for anything other than a daytime kennel. So if a dog got picked up per se, it would go to that kennel. If the dog wasn't claimed within a 24-hour period, it would go to our contracted facility, which was the Dubuque Regional Humane Society. So yeah, I mean, we would need staff, we would need a contracted facility, we might benefit from having a place to take the dogs temporarily before transporting them to another location. We would need at least 1 or 2 employees to cover this. My thought is to send a survey out to the municipalities to see what they're looking for, because honestly, most of the bites originate out of, Bellevue, Preston, Sebula, Macokota. I hardly get any that are county. So I don't know if
Is
it's
that
okay.
just because
I mean,
of the neighborhood?
How does this become more of a county issue versus the city's just trying to get somebody else to take care of one of
Because
their
the state
issues?
requires us to help them. So,
You mean public health?
yep, so we have to, every single bite, even if it's in Macokota or Bellevue or Preston, I have to assist them.
The system and documenting all that, but.
I get the report and.
I know Macokota had to go through, we did a dangerous animal
Yeah.
ordinance and stuff because there was different breeds and stuff. People don't realize certain dogs, their homeowners insurance are not covered for that breed of dog because they're known to be an aggressive dog, all that kind of stuff. I'm assuming each municipality has had that for
Not
sure.
all of them, so I know, well, Preston has one, I don't know, okay, so Bellevue, Preston, and I know Macokota does, I don't think Sebula does. I know we've had some bites out of Andrew, which would be us essentially, because we're covering, the PD up there, but yeah, I mean, we would wanna have the discussion, but I don't wanna start that big discussion without the blessing from this board, because it's going to entail some kind of, I would assume, upfront money. But I think with, some kind of a survey to each municipality to say, hey, how many hours are you actually spending? How many bites are you actually getting? Because I don't always get the bite reports.
So we're talking just municipalities with law enforcement, basically you're saying, because that's the only one that responds to.
Yeah,
I guess you could certainly ask them. We need a lot more information, of course, and we don't have anything budgeted to
we don't.
build a kennel or build a facility
Yeah.
or to man it. That's the biggest
And
problem.
I'd like to see what their ordinance
Yeah.
require, because again, I think, and I was there with Macokota, I'd have to refresh my memory, but it wasn't so much listing a breed of dog as being a dangerous animal, as far as if they were aggressive and they bit,
Right.
kind of that. Once they were deemed a dangerous animal, there were certain things that had to transpire, of which I don't know if we have to,
So I've been involved in any of those really bad bites.
right,
They-
reporting to
they-
the state and
Yeah,
stuff,
so
but.
we're not getting anything out of it. It's my time spent to assist them. So I don't really know. I mean, obviously I guess the structure of how it is right now is different from what I dealt with previously.
That's the
But
whole
we-
part of it though, too. I mean, if you're gonna assist and the state's gonna require your assistance, then what can we charge?
Right.
How much can we charge if we're gonna do it?
Well, and
Right.
are you,
That's gotta
what
fund
are you
itself.
charging? Are
Well,
you
it's gotta,
charging?
we get our municipality wherever it come from.
Well, we don't know how many would be on board because I haven't heard from Macokota, but I do know that, they send me all their dog bite reports and they
So
want me to
you can
order.
tell me that, frequency, when you're talking frequency, you can say, I noticed that this dog bit somebody 3 times.
Mhm.
Then we obviously need to address that situation.
Right, which is what we talked about at the board meeting with the Board of Health, say, they review it, determine if the dog should be euthanized or
Yeah.
not. Cause like right now, what happens if a dog bites somebody here in Macokota, it's 3 strikes, you're out, maybe instead of euthanizing it, they kick it out of the city, well, then it goes into the county, and so then we
They
still.
dump it, yeah, and now
Yeah.
you got the issue in the,
Right, and we don't have a way to track it necessarily. I know like pet data tracks every dog. So you get the revenue from the animal registration, you get the revenue from the quarantines, because right now the quarantines are all in home because there is nowhere to take them.
Right.
So if somebody wants their dog back, they gotta pay the fee.
Hey, John, we can call you.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
I'm also, speaking of Johns, I'm gonna meet with that John right there to talk about this as well. So but this is just kind of a heads up, but. you know,
Yeah, I would
and
leave a lot more information here.
Yeah.
That sounds like a whole bundle of.
It is, I think at a minimum, you know, put something in place where we can at least deal with the dogs that are an issue.
Frequent, yeah.
Yeah. So how,
Right.
Deal with the owners, one of the two.
yeah, something,
You
some
know,
kind of.
I
a
mean,
fine.
there's obviously responsibility here.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
We need a lot more information. In fact, it's now here. So do you wanna, what did you need her for?
Oh, so now we're gonna talk about more money. We're gonna talk about vehicles.
So this all kind of started when unfortunately Elizabeth had a vehicle versus deer accident, sometime I'll say mid-June. And we've heard back from the insurance company, they have totaled out the vehicle. I released the vehicle to the insurance company, we have not received a check yet, but we have $1,000 deductible. They allowed us $11,600, so we will be receiving a check for $10,600 for the vehicle. But I guess the proposal that we'd like to present to you today is possibly if you would consider. Today's a good example. I am headed to Des Moines. You allowed us several years ago when the zoning department purchased the red Equinox Trailblazer. The red car. Trailblazer, okay. So that was kind of with the understanding that when the auditor's office wanted it, we were allowed to use it. So we are taking that vehicle to Des Moines today. But in visiting since Elizabeth's accident and in visiting with Becca, Elizabeth has talked to Secondary Roads. They do have a vehicle that they would be willing to, for lack of a better word, sell her. It kind of, and the other thing we need to kind of consider also that I have to say that I didn't think much about it until Elizabeth had her accident, is we need to also make sure that when she has, our county departments have vehicles, we need to make sure that the equipment that they have in their vehicle is secured. When I was talking to the insurance company, she said, you know, the stuff as it was in the car, did she get hurt? And I said, well, no, but you know, we have to be careful of that. So this vehicle that Secondary Roads has does have a self-contained box, I think, to put a slide box. So Jaden is visiting with Jaden. He has offered this vehicle for a certain price.
So he just gave me the Kelly Blue Book and it was like between 30 and 33,000. I did looking at other vehicles at dealerships and this is a 2024 GMC Sierra. And it's only got 24,000 miles on it. Everything else I've looked at had close to 100,000 miles and they still wanted this price for it. To me, it makes sense to just purchase this from Secondary Roads, scratch off that Secondary Roads, you know, part of the decal on the side and use it. It's got the storage containers, it's got the light, so if I'm parked on the side of the road that, you know, people are gonna, it's got more safety to it, I guess.
So we were talking about that prior because of the soil testing
Right.
trailer that
Right.
we're all getting.
So this would allow me to pull that. I know originally we talked about sharing the boring machine with Secondary Roads, but when I talked to Jaden again, he said that they already get that boring done for free. Cause I know originally the deal was that I was gonna borrow a truck from them. Well, then I crashed my car and then.
Yeah.
So this makes sense to
But
me.
that was also a bigger and better machine, correct? So we don't need that bigger and better.
No, we still need that same
We
machine.
don't need the attachment anymore.
But it's several $1,000s less if we don't purchase a
Yeah.
part for Secondary Roads.
Yeah.
So we'd honestly, with what I'm getting, or what we're getting back from the insurance. And then we'd be saving on that boring machine, we'd be pretty close to this number.
Okay, but that takes me back to asking Jaden, how you gonna replace that truck? Are you?
Well, Rick Hilbert's gonna get a brand new.
I heard it.
Let's finish the rest of the conversation then, because this is the next conversation then.
So, yeah, so basically Lisa and I had been talking and then Becca's planning on doing more field work to make sure that people are actually building what they're saying they're building. So she needs a vehicle that we know that Lisa and other staff, there should be a general vehicle for people to use. Even like myself, like we had to look around for a vehicle to drive in the meantime, you know, while looking for another vehicle. So I think that having like a general county vehicle isn't a bad idea.
We would still share that. We would still,
Yeah.
you know. So basically, one of the three-part question here is, I would like to retain the auditor's office, I'd like to retain the ownership, so to speak, of this Trail 2020, whatever Trailblazer, the red vehicle, in the auditor's office, with the understanding that if any other offices would like to take it to a meeting, I know the treasurer's office had to take 2 cars to Cedar Rapids. But my offer is then that the auditor's office would take this vehicle, and I don't have any money budgeted for oil changes and tires and such, but that's okay. We shouldn't need that for a while. But the backside is that Becca would like to have a different vehicle.
So Secondary Roads has another smaller truck that they tried to get me to take, but it won't pull my trailer, so.
Is that the one you're using now?
No, that one is really crusty.
Is that the right?
No, there's a smaller, what is it, a Canyon?
There's the
Yeah,
Canyon
that we were
that's-
thinking Becca could use, and it makes sense for her to use that, so. We're all already internal vehicles and. You know,
But
this is
in
just
order-
so the Secondary Roads guys can get brand new vehicles again, right? You know, we gotta keep them happy.
So you're gonna keep zonings.
I'm gonna keep the red zoning vehicle.
She wants one from secondary.
She
roads.
wants the Canyon from
Mhm.
secondary
And
roads.
you want the one that, I was privy to the
Rick's
conversation that Jaden was talking about. Selling Rick's because it has the safety equipment, all that kind of stuff.
Like I said, I looked around at several dealerships for a few weeks now, and nothing is this good for this price.
I'm assuming we get a better deal from Secondary Roads than
Yeah.
our dealership. He's not here to make money on it. The other point is, I've never heard a number for this Canyon yet.
Right.
I think it was like 15.
What year, well, I guess it doesn't make a lot of difference.
Kelly
If-
flew
if-
with
if
it.
this is all substantiated is the point, I guess. Yeah.
And the funding for that one comes from,
So we would have to amend the budget. Today I will be asking for an amendment to the county budget to pay for, if you allow this, we'd ask for part of the budget amendment to allow Elizabeth to purchase the truck from Secondary Roads, so we need a budget amendment for that. We also, part of the budget amendment that we're asking for today is for the difference that we need to pay for the boring machine. And then also we need a budget amendment for Becca to pay Secondary Roads for the Canyon.
and.
Where is this?
Where's the numbers at on that? I mean, a budget amendment, the boring machine should be, if I remember, it's like $12,000 cheaper if it doesn't work for secondary. roads.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like 44,000, and that's including the shipping. So we would pay half of that now, and then when it's delivered, we would pay the other half, I think sometime in January,
Okay.
February.
And where's this gonna fall in, looking at the big picture? You're taking 2 trucks from secondary roads. Where's this gonna fall in?
Well, I need a vehicle no matter what, and I need something to pull that machine, so I feel like my thing's a little maybe different than what they're asking, but it all came up in the conversation.
Jaden believes that his budget can sustain that with, that's why he's only gotta get the difference between what what.
The 30 versus what the.
And then, so yes, and I know that he's already put out an,
Request for
And-
proposal.
yes, he's already done that, and they've changed it a little bit because.
All right.
So wait a minute, I'm not done yet.
No, but I'm just trying to figure out,
So I get it that that you want this truck, but you still have a vehicle that you can use.
Yeah.
We have one, so
Yes.
do we need to do that right away, or is that? You know what I mean? I mean, we will still have that vehicle for you to use and for you to use or whoever, see, basically.
That's why we're just open for discussion. You know, Jaden has this Canyon, they don't like it. I have to say, I shouldn't say that, but they don't like it. They would like to purchase something differently. I don't know if it doesn't work for whoever is driving it. Is it a 2018?
So what they pay for mileage, I mean, when like the auditor's office or anybody else is going anywhere, what we're paying for mileage is quite a bit more than what it costs just to fill the tank of that little car. So to me, long term, it makes sense for the auditor to have that vehicle. That was kind of a poor choice vehicle for the zoning office, in my opinion. They should have got something that, you know, can carry equipment and this and that, because there should be more, I guess, detailed, not that they're doing inspections, but they may, you know, maybe they should be. So, you know, I'm just carrying equipment in general, like, yeah, when I hit that deer, I have a lot of equipment in the back of my car. It could have all come flying forward and hit me. You know, we should be putting things secured down in the back of a pickup in a lockbox or however, but that's just my thought, safety wise. you know, and that vehicle that Lisa's office would be using makes sense for what she would be using it for, you know, taking out. And they go a lot of places, there's a lot of traveling, and the expense to reimburse them is more than what it costs to fill that little tank of, you know.
So you could comfortably haul 4 in this Blazer,
Yeah.
whatever this thing is.
I'm assuming election time, it'll be very handy on that, you know.
You know what? You know, I leave for Des Moines today, I'm back next week and I go to Des Moines again. I've had a very busy schedule, I've been all over with meetings and such, so will it get used? Absolutely. I know, like I said, the treasurer's office, they were in Cedar Rapids here just a couple of weeks ago. You know, I would offer it to anybody, you know.
Yeah, and I would agree with all that, that somebody, if it belongs to the county, that any office in the courthouse could use it. My point is, if they don't like it, why would you like it?
I think it's too small.
Too small for them?
Yeah, yeah.
I think there were a lot of
I
vehicles,
think it was bought with a 4-door capacity, thinking that, look, multiple people can get in it, but not realizing when you put bigger guys in the front, the back seats don't work.
It was.
More people Becky's size can get in
Yeah.
it, not,
It was purchased for
Yeah.
several county engineers prior.
I get it.
So. I guess, you
I
know,
know
when I look at this, and this is gonna be I look at the agenda and it says discussing a possible motion on health department items. I think I would like that delineated a little bit more in the future, so we know exactly what we're voting on. Because to me, it sounds like there's like 3 vehicles need to be,
walked around.
you
The only
know,
reason I'm bringing it up today is because I'm gonna ask for a budget amendment. Either they're in the budget amendment or they're not. And that's really, this was kind of a I won't say last Friday, I'll say middle of last week discussion.
and this budget amendment for the vehicles is part of the larger budget amendment for several different things. Because to me, my only hesitation is, it seems like we're being asked to approve the purchase of 3 vehicles within our own department. But yet, it's kind of this much. You know, you don't really,
it's definitely separate from what
Yeah.
this just kind of got brought in.
Right. and I get that, but I don't even know how much. I know what they were asking for your vehicle.
Yep, so I know that Lisa had some conversation with Jaden, what he gave me, like
Was it 30,600?
it was 30,222.
Okay, so 30,000 minus, so 10,600 minus the savings of whatever, because we're not getting his attachment, which is
It's like 12,000.
12,000.
Yeah,
So we're looking for about $8,000 coverage roughly.
which I still
Then
have, my
ten.
budget still, it's not budgeted, but I still have the funds to do that within my,
Okay,
yeah.
I'm just trying to get it in my head.
Yeah, it's not, it wouldn't be pulling money from anywhere else, yeah.
And then your vehicle, are you buying the vehicle from her?
No. No, I'm not.
So she's giving you the vehicle?
Amendment, so she can buy the Canyon from the secondary roads. I'm not
It belongs to
spending any
the
money,
courthouse.
because it already came from the general fund.
Okay,
So we need to give money
okay,
from the general fund to secondary roads. So
okay.
no, I'm not paying a dime for the vehicle.
I wanna buy a vehicle now.
All right.
Basically, we're getting Elizabeth a vehicle for 10,000 and whatever the Canyon is worth is
15, right?
$25,000 after we all swapped out.
Any ideas of the board?
You don't even have to vote on it now because I'm gonna ask for a budget amendment. You can, obviously we can vote on this if you want, but I just will be asking for a budget amendment here.
To put the money there, you can't do nothing with it until there's action of the board.
And that's why I'm asking, that's all I'm doing is I'm gonna ask for a budget amendment. So to me, that gives the authority to do this.
And to me, this all makes sense as long as we're not shorting.
Mhm.
I know
them, Which
that,
I
They've
would,
been
I
talking
think
to
we're
people.
getting shorted actually, because Rick's getting another brand new vehicle.
The other point is. Can we have to vote to approve doing this, right?
That's what I
Does the
think.
budget amendment do that for us? Is that
I think it did.
interaction besides, or is that, to me, I would think.
I think it'd be safe. We should
Yeah.
vote to approve these vehicle transfers.
the vehicle swapping within the departments
As
at
discussed,
these.
yeah.
Yeah,
I would make that motion.
I would second that.
got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to approve the interdepartmental vehicle transfers with fees discussed. under the guise of the budget amendment kind of thing,
Okay,
you know.
I'm fine with it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's a really nice truck, a lot nicer than you would have found, I think.
Oh, yeah, everything I looked at had a ton of
So
miles.
thank
and-
Rick for sacrificing
Oh.
and taking the
24 or
vehicle.
26, huh?
Yeah, so.
Well, you know, that, I think they've kind of changed the way that they're gonna look for vehicles also, so it's not very specific.
Specified, yeah.
But I think that's where they were getting hung up at. Basically, Jaden has taken out a few things in the RFP to basically get a vehicle off the lot. So we're not gonna have to wait
Stuff
6
like
weeks.
that, yeah.
Cool. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good day. All right, Stormy, Michael Storm, Jackson County Medical Service Coordinator, come on up. Hope you feel better.
I am a little bit, but
Once I get you.
once I get better, the kids get sick and kept me up all night last night, so. I actually had a busier summer than what we kind of normally had. Normally summer's kind of very slower, you know, the education's not there. But we had a big run on services wanting to redo their protocols. So, we found in the scope of practice that EMT specifically can do a couple of things that most of our services weren't doing. So we did that for one, and then the other found out, and we kind of cascaded, which was kind of good because I was able to working with our medical director, Dr. Bybee, start. Hey, let's just all use the same stuff. You know, so I can do a word search. We can swap out names and stuff, but we're using the same protocol. So try to get those a little bit more regionalized or county-wide. You know, they're all individual, they can do their own thing, but they're happy going on there. So working on that with multiple different services. Attended the last week or the week before that the Southeast Iowa EMS Council. So it's a group of associations, counties, whatever, that we meet quarterly, I believe we're supposed to meet, whenever we get a quorum for it. So found out there we got a new scope of practice coming down that the legislators reviewing, so that might be a couple of years out by the time they pass it. So we're looking at that. They're combining a couple of committees at the state level, and they're going to review the system standards a little bit, so we're going to have an update on those. So we'll be working on that as well. I was asked to be a part of the substance abuse council community, whatever that is. I already provide data from the EMS side there. And then someone, I forget what her name was, from the hospital, asked if I, be a part of that committee, be a little bit more involved in it. So talking to Kyle, he's all for that. And I'll probably go that route. Sound like she wants to get off it, so she wanted something. I'm trying to find her own substitute. Speaking of committees, so our Region 5 committee that we specifically get our grant for finished up their fiscal year. So typically we're allotted like 8,500, whatever. But if other counties aren't using that money, funds, we can apply for extra. I don't have the final dollar amount, but we're looking at anywhere 10 to 20,000 above that 8,000 that we are going to get, because people didn't put documentation in and I submitted it. So they were still trying to figure out a little bit of that, because I put 70,000 worth of radio equipment on there. So I basically said whatever's left over that people don't use, I'll take it, because if our region doesn't use it, it goes back to the state. So we don't want to see that happen. I'd rather have that money here. So
You should tell everybody about that.
We finished that one up. Now we're starting off the next year. So we're going to put in for, usually we put in for training, because that gets us to a lot. And then we'll continue to
Yeah,
put
keep us posted on that,
anything else.
what you do actually receive at some point.
Yeah, I should know that probably later this month. They said they were
Send us
coming
an
back.
email or something.
Yep. So we'll be putting for that system standards again. This is kind of our review period as we start off that new fiscal year with our region. So we'll be reviewing our county. What do we change? What we worked on. Are we meeting their requirements that they want? So I did CPR, first aid, stop the bleed training with the sheriff's department, mainly the jail. Didn't have a whole lot of deputies come, whether they were supposed to come or not, I don't know. I didn't get a list from it, but, so we got the jail taken care of from what I was told, so.
Just a quick question. I think you probably have a good answer for this. The last claim period, we had CPR for the jail personnel.
3 of them, that was it.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it was like $21 a piece.
It was for
Yes.
NICC.
Yes, that's what NICC charges for certification. I can do the training, that's fine, but if they need a documentation by the American Heart Association, it's a $21 fee.
Okay.
And they do that coming in.
I didn't realize that. Didn't do that.
Yeah. So like the training I did with the courthouse, unless someone needed documentation, I did the same training. I just didn't send it in to get
And
the
I just looked at it, says Wayne Stormy.
get the card. Yeah. Yes. So I did my part. There's no additional on there. It's just NICC's fees that they charge. Continuing with that, coming out in this committee, I'm finalizing with the hospital to do some childcare CPR first aid, offer a public thing. So right now it's getting the American Heart Association DVD for the pediatric first aid. No one has it around here. NICC is going to charge me to rent it. I'm looking at the broader region. Hey, can I get this DVD for a night, to be able to do it. So more to come, but we're going to do a public class, and I'll let you know too, so you can forward it on to whatever committee that you have. Courthouse AEDs are they're swapped out. So I got an update. I got a new AED for the courthouse and one for Penrose, since we never had one over there. Got the boxes, got the signage, met those requirements. We took the AED that was in the courthouse. Jail had a use for it, so we gave it to the jail. So they had the same style over there. We had the same style over here. When I got those AEDs in from Jen Warren, she had a folder there that said we had a policy for AEDs and how often we're supposed, monthly checks, making sure they're good. But there was a form in there that we weren't using. So I got with Joel. I'm gonna do the monthly checks over at Penrose. He's gonna do it here. We're gonna use the form that they give, and then we'll save those somewhere as well.
On that note, I messaged you about, are you capable of finding updated, not expired pads for AEDs?
Not in the county. So we had one where it was one of the, was it senior center or someone here that had, that was Jen or you or someone was out there and was like, hey, we had it, expired. And I went to the hospital on it, and they basically only carry what they can. Like I couldn't pull it. Most AEDs only have one set of the dollar, whatever they're doing.
Right.
And that's another benefit of these style. There's one
They
set.
use the same pads, right?
So,
the new one.
So they're a little bit different. So I haven't been able to find somewhere where I can just, hey, can I grab this even for a week time till we get
What's not
somewhere.
even to order, so, and this only comes up because I'm checking them as I go out and about
Sure.
places, and they're expired, and they've tried to go to like Boundtree or Physio Control and
They need
Purchase
medical
them.
then.
tried to even purchase them, and they're saying they're back ordered.
Oh,
And it's
backward.
been like several years they've been quote back ordered, so it's like, I
mean, I'm sure they're all the same.
because
It
they're-
depends on the style of monitor, right? I know some of them have been back ordered because the sheriff's department had the same issue when they were trying to go. I personally go through what's called AED Superstore. It's just a website anyone can go on and get. I don't know if that's any better. I haven't ordered. I specifically haven't ordered. I've sent people out, and I know they've had.
What kind of machine do they have down at the senior center again? I know it's older.
They got the 1,000.
I'm not for sure what went down.
Is it black or yellow or
The case is black.
Yeah,
is it a smaller one? Maybe
Yeah.
probably the CR, whatever. Yeah, I mean it's specific to physical control, and physical control has been slacking. It's not like you can get an off brand on it.
right, cause, well, and even, so the one place is the fairgrounds is, their pads are expired, and it's like, okay, we've just had how many, 35, 40, 50,000 people.
Right. And are they
Like, what do you do? Do you pull the machine and say you don't have one? Or do you take the chance of using expired pads and they don't stick and now you're sued because you got expired pads? You know,
Right,
I
You can
don't know
prove
that
you've
you're-
been trying for years to get pads and they're on back order. You can do the best you can with what you got. I mean,
right, you know, and luckily here in town, right, all PD has AEDs, the ambulance is relatively close, you know, hopefully for staff
Right,
wise and
but,
stuff.
you know.
But I get, yeah, you wanna have in legality, right, if you have expired pads, should you have that hanging on the wall or should you? You know, and I informally, when people ask me that too, I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm not gonna say that, hey, they expired on July 31st and today, are they gonna be good? Common sense says probably, you know, but.
Probably, again, we're talking,
Legality,
we're talking more than.
Yeah.
A month, you know,
yeah,
so,
I don't have a way to speed them up at all,
Right.
so,
you know,
I can
they
I-
tried to apply for the grant. That was going through and basically got told since they have an AED. They can't apply for the grant.
that's through Jen,
Mhm.
yeah. She would know more than I do.
Right,
But
right,
Take
which
that.
I mean, it makes sense, but again.
I can take that AED
You're-
away.
so they should be able to say it's on loan until they get one.
Right,
So
right,
I'm just trying to, you know,
right,
How
try to
about-
think out of the box and see what we can get, yeah.
so if you have an outreach of even someplace they can go and purchase them.
Yeah.
If you would forward that to me, I would get that to them.
So with Kyle's blessing, I was contacted by NICC. They had a cancellation, needed help teaching their summer EMT class that they have up there. So I taught the lecture portion of it, which is via Zoom, which we do during the winter. We did that under the whatever guys of the money comes into my budget and the revenue, right? So not going to me personally. Normally it would, but I asked, you know, we're just gonna go that way. Since I was doing it under my position here. So that class finished up and actually have revenue in my budget. So usually doesn't happen too much. With that being said, the association wanted to offer EMTs and EMR classes again this winter. So we're gonna schedule those. Usually starts in November, runs to April. You know, county personnel, and anyone that's associated with them. So we'll be seeing our numbers. It sounds people are already talking, asking when sign up is. It's a little early yet for it, but usually by the end of the month we have our sign up open for people to go. So and that gets us a discount again because I'm teaching through my class. So instead of $1,400 for an EMT, it's $800 going through NICC.
Okay. Cool. Anything else?
That's. Any other updates?
No. So I got you.
We appreciate it, sir.
All right, thank you.
Well, keep us posted.
Yep.
All right, Beth Gerlach from the county treasurer. How we doing, man?
Good, how are you
Morning.
guys today? Good morning. All right, so semi-annual reports. Got your highlighted packet.
Yep,
All right.
what page?
The first one,
2.
page 1, it says, is the semi-annual report. This is the one that gets published in the newspaper. So January through June is what we're talking about here. It starts with the balance as of January. Revenues total to be accounted for would be the balance plus the revenues minus the disbursements, and that equals our fund balance for June. So that's the number that I've balanced back to on all of these reports. And then the last column there is the auditor warrants that were outstanding as of June 30th. So the 14,147,780.73 is the number that's there.
That's all good, but that don't tell me where we stand compared to where we should be or was or whatever yet, so.
Well, that, I mean.
Yeah, I know. So with that being said, like end of year report is sometime in the next what? As far as like end of June.
So as far as,
I mean, we always get an end of the year report
Didn't tell
that
you
kind of
that.
compares us.
She's done a really detailed one. Usually there's one that's about 4 pages and it says this department budgeted this, actuals are this is where we are with our percentage.
Usually that's a like
Reserve.
59 page report that talks about each department and how they finished out the year. I have that right now. I've looked at it.
We,
There's
there's one that talks about, we use it on budget, you know, we try to end with 20%, you know.
Yeah,
This is what we budgeted last year, this was our goal, this was where we ended up. You know, did we stay in our budget? Were we over? Were we under? Is that a possibility?
yeah, Shelley's not in right now, but
Okay.
let me connect with her.
Oh, that's fine. we
Yeah,
can
but
just
yes, I mean,
see what we-
Overall, I would say that we ended good.
Okay,
I mean, I just like to see that. report.
Yeah, I can
Compared
tell
to-
you.
is that the one you're
compared to
talking
last-
about?
Yeah, the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to look at this number and say it's up, it's down because of all of the jail
Yeah.
costs. When I was doing my minutes yesterday and looking at this, yeah, we're just short of $1 million down, but when you take the jail costs in, you know, it's really hard. So
Mhm.
that's why I went back and I looked at each individual department to see how they ended their year.
Yeah, we did discuss that. Sorry, Beth.
So the next page just breaks down the revenues for each fund. I don't know if you guys want to see that or not, I just included it. So total revenues from that report and few pages is the total expenses breakdown from that report. The next one is a spreadsheet that I do to show that I balanced with the auditors. So all the funds listed for the auditor's ledger balance in the first column, any warrants they have outstanding, and then my balance as of June 30th for those. And you'll see at the bottom that yes, we do match at the 14,147,780.73. And the next page is still the same spreadsheet, but it's a breakdown of the cash in the banks and the interest. So the top half of it, you'll see that I kind of highlighted and put boxes around where those numbers are in the rest of the report, so you can see where they're coming from. But essentially, it's all of the cash checks, everything in office, plus the investment accounts and checking accounts, all do add up to the 14,147,780.73. And the bottom half just shows that we balanced out reconciliation with the interest that we received in June. And hitting that same yellow highlighted number there of 13,965,644.19, which is our bank balances number as of that day. So that is that. The next page is just what we do daily, the daily balancing sheet, which you'll see highlighted there, the pink, the yellow, the green, those are the numbers we look at. Matched up with the 14,147,000, and of course the bank balances is the middle number that we just talked about too, the 13,965,000. And then any of the boxes below would have been on the previous spreadsheet as well, but it just shows what our cash deposit was that day, the checks we had in office, and anything that was pending for debit and credit card transactions and online payments are there in the bottom in the purple and the turquoise boxes. This next page is the also the daily balance sheet that I use for balancing. It just shows the bank balances that we keep in the account registers do add up to that 13,965,644.19. So what we have in the banks is matching what we say we have. The next one is the cash balance month-end transaction report. And this is a spreadsheet that the state auditor asked me to put together for him. It basically takes all the information that I just went over and puts it all on one spreadsheet so they can see it. So the top's the interest we earned, the reconciliation of the bank statement balance to the account register balance that we keep. That's where you see that highlighted 13,965,644. And then again, what was pending in debit and credit cards, checks in office, cash deposits, and all of that does all add up to the 14,147,780. The rest of this is just breaking down what I just went through. So can you just go through that? It's the amount of cash that we keep in office is the first page. The amount of our bank accounts plus our investment accounts is on the next page. And then we have to, again, for the state auditors, we have to list out every transaction that was pending as of June 30th that we had in accounts receivable. So the debit and credit card transactions, you'll see the total there. And then any online payments that were not received in our bank account yet, but processed for the next 2 pages. And then the last one is just a breakdown of the 4 CDs that we have at Bellevue State Bank. That total, of course, is listed on the previous reports too. So that's the end of that.
Cool.
from the annual
Okay.
report.
Questions for Beth?
Any red flags?
No,
I don't-
and if you guys have time, I was just gonna give you an update on my budget specifically as far
You
as,
don't need a car, do you?
huh?
You don't need a car, do you?
A car?
Yeah.
Oh, is that somebody asking for a car? No, I don't need a car. I just wanted to let you know, because when I did my budget, last time it was those fee increases that we had. $10 for titles, $10 for security interest additions, and then another $10 for the fee for new registration use tax. Started in January of this year. And we didn't really have any numbers to go off of then when I was creating my budget, so it's just kind of all guesstimates.
Mhm.
So now that we have received January through June, on my budget, the auto registration, which would be where the title fee shows up, that was up $30,000 for the 6 months. And the next one is the security interest notation, and that was up $7,000. And then the next one was the auto use tax fund, and that was up 18,375 for those 6 months. So just looking at, my budget was for the end of year 2025 fiscal year. My budget was up 226,389 over what I budgeted. A lot of that was interest, and then of course these figures that we didn't budget for, that we didn't know those fees at that time were gonna be coming in. So,
Good news.
We need more
Yeah.
budgets.
Good news.
good news. Yep. And then the figures that they've given us for vehicle transactions for fiscal year 24 compared to fiscal year 25 from January to June, just to compare, we had an increase of 58% for the total amount that we brought in. And then driver's license is up 18%, and the total titles issued, so they're giving us that number because along with this fee increase came any county titling. So that means to say we can process a title for anyone in any county in Iowa. And that did increase by 15%. So we've issued 50% more titles than the year before.
Okay.
So things are moving upward. I did try to compare to what my guesstimates were from my budget, and it looks like I might have been on a little bit on the high end based off of what actually came in January through June. So,
Cool.
okay.
Any more questions for Beth?
No, sounds good.
Thank you
Yeah,
much.
did I hear chatter about a central location for title work or something?
Yeah, it's all chatter.
Yeah,
We're not excited about that one. We don't want that to happen.
but is Arizona doing it or something? Did I hear?
Other states are, but any state that they've talked to is not liking, because they're talking about license plates and titles to be centrally issued. So you'd have to wait for both of them. We wouldn't be able to hand out plates or titles. So,
Mm.
and yeah, those states
What
are
would be the advantage of that?
not, probably cost savings of some
They
sort
said-
for the DOT.
There was numbers.
Yeah.
that said they
So the Department of Transportation is going through a huge project right now. It's called NBD 360. So they are revamping their entire system. So the system that we use right now to issue everything and keep track of everything for the DOT is it's gonna be all brand new, essentially in 18 months.
Mm.
So they're talking about what they can do throughout the whole process to save cost, and that was one of the things that they
Yeah.
came up with.
Okay.
Who knows if it'll happen, but.
A question
Yeah.
of you, and I don't know if this is. Will quote you or not,
Mhm.
but, like. When COVID came through and everything was by appointments only and all of that.
Mhm.
You know, so like to get your license, you had to make an appointment. Is that the only way we can do it anymore? I mean, do we have to still do that? I never see a waiting line. But I hear people complaining, they go in there and they're like, well, I didn't have an appointment, so I couldn't do it.
That's not true.
So,
So everywhere it says online is we're by appointment, but we take walk-ins if time allows. So you don't have to have an appointment, but you may have to wait if you're a walk-in. Essentially, and that's what a lot of counties went to, and the whole reason is because the state facilities with the DOT had already had that in place even right before COVID hit. And so they implemented it sooner than what they were planning to. But that was always their plan, was to be appointment only for the state driver's license MBB departments. And so it's hard for surrounding counties. We have Dubuque state location and we have Quad City state location kind of sandwiched in between there. And if you're a county location, you're gonna get hit hard, and we just don't have the staff to,
So if you
support
got-
that.
So if you got a couple people that just walk in and
Yeah,
they sit down, but let's say they just walk in right now at 10:10. I have a 10:15 appointment and I walk in after them. Do I have to wait?
so if the appointment isn't waiting already and there's no one there to be helped,
Mhm.
you're a walk-in, then you would just walk in and start your transaction right away.
Okay.
You don't have to sit and wait for the potential of that person to show up.
No,
because
but if I showed up right behind them and said I'm 10:15, will the appointment get priority or will the?
If they're already in the middle of the transaction, they're gonna finish it.
Right. I get
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, so the appointment would get priority as long as the appointment is there.
Okay,
But if somebody walks in, right before you and you're not there yet, we're gonna help that person, because chances are we're gonna be on.
well, I guess my point is more to the fact, you say, have a seat, we'll finish up with this appointment. The walk-ins are waiting there, the next appointment shows up, they might have to wait for that next
you mean
schedule.
like
Like
if-
say you're walking, so it'd have to wait if. they
Yeah,
don't have-
right,
That's my
yeah,
point.
yeah,
Someone
so
took-
the
I was getting people
With that.
skipping line, they kept skipping me over and all that stuff.
And I had an
Scheduled
appointment.
appointments have priority.
Yeah,
If
so
the-
they'll call out, because Bruce and Jen have their printed schedules of appointments every day, and they'll call the next person that is scheduled at
Yeah.
that time, to come up first. So if there's walk-ins waiting, the walk-ins just have to sit and wait.
Okay,
And we
just trying to
found,
emphasize that because
Yeah.
people, I'm sitting there and people were skipping me and.
yeah, because you're a walk-in.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm a happy customer.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I just
walked
did it
in.
online.
I walked in, and there were 6 people in there. I turned around and walked back out, but
Mhm.
an hour later, all was good.
Yeah,
And scheduling the appointment online is not hard.
no, it isn't, but
It takes like
it's
30 days.
surprising how many people don't want to do that. And they also don't want to wait if they're a walk-in. That's,
Really? It's surprising. It doesn't surprise me. one bit.
yeah,
And if you like your picture online, you can just order it. online.
right, yeah,
So,
yeah, which you'd have to make the appointment online too, and it's a lot of people just don't want to go out and do that either, so.
All right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. We appreciate it.
Have a good
Yeah,
day.
so I think we need a motion to accept.
Oh,
and
yeah.
authorize
Oh,
the
yeah.
auditor's signatures and
Me
publication
too.
of the county treasurer's semi-annual report from January 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2020.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
I think
Got a
we need
motion
that.
by Nan, second by Mike to approve the semi-annual treasurer semi-annual
I might
report
as well
as
get
presented.
my signatures.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. There. All right, Lisa, you're on a roll. You want to keep it going?
Absolutely. So today I need a motion to approve the July 29th, 2025 board proceedings as written by Auditor Smith. That would be board proceedings and work session. As written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve the minutes of the July 29th, 2025 board proceedings and work sessions as written by Auditor Smith and authorized publication in the official newspapers. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
I need a motion to accept, place on file and authorize the chair and auditor signatures on the county recorder's report of fees collected for the month of July 2025 in the amount of $39,807.20.
So moved.
Second,
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to accept, place on file and authorize chair and auditor signatures for the county recorder's report of fees collected on the month of July 2025 in the amount of $39,807.20. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Need a motion to approve the renewal of a special Class C retail native wine license with outdoor service to the Tabor Family Winery LLC at 3570 67th Street, Baldwin, effective August 7th, 2025 through August 6th, 2026.
move to approve.
I'll second that.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve the renewal of a special Class C retail native wine license and outdoor service to the Tabor Family Winery LLC at 3570 67th Street, Baldwin, effective August 7th, 2025 through August 6th, 2026. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve the date of September 2nd, 2025 at 9 a.m. for a public hearing to amend the fiscal year 25-26 budget.
So
And
moved.
this is just approving the date, correct?
Correct.
So moved.
Second,
Got a motion by Nan, second by Mike to approve the date of September 2nd, 2025, 9 a.m. for public hearing to amend the FY 25-26 budget. Any other discussion? And that's about what we were discussing earlier.
Yeah, there's other things in that, but
yeah, we'll
yes,
see that.
absolutely, you will. Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I need a motion to approve and authorize the chair signature on the FY 2026 contracts between Jackson County Board of Supervisors and the 4 public libraries in the city of Bellevue, Macokota, Preston, and Sebula, with the county agreeing to provide financial support of $113,300.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion by Mike, second by Nan to approve and authorize chair signature on the FY 2026 contract between the Jackson County Board of Supervisors and the 4 public libraries in the cities of Bellevue, Macokota, Preston, and Sebula, with the county agreeing to provide libraries financial support in the amount of $113,330. Any other discussion?
I just want to say, Don, that these libraries really get used. I mean, I know especially for Bellevue, I know residents that use it. They've made a lot of improvements to it and they really get used, and I encourage people to use them. There's a lot of assets there.
A lot of good things going on at the libraries. We need to keep it going. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That's all that I have for the board today.
Luann?
Good morning.
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 Okay. Calendar this week. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. is an RTA meeting in Dubuque by Zoom for all of you. 4:30 on Wednesday. I tentatively have a Wednesdays are possible meeting. I haven't received confirmation of that yet. Also for any of you. Thursday, the DCAT meeting that I have listed on there needs to be rescheduled, so you can cross that off. But you can also add in that at 11 o'clock, there will be a Jackson County Area Tourism Association meeting by Zoom for any of you that they've rescheduled from the 14th to the 7th. Monday, August 11th at 7:30 a.m. is an Early Childhood Iowa Executive meeting by Zoom for NIN. And our next regular meeting will be Tuesday, August 12th at 9 a.m. And that afternoon at 3:30 will be a Macokota River Watershed Management Authority Executive Committee meeting by Zoom for Don. It's a big mouthful every month, so. Okay.
We need to add the walkthrough that we're.
I was gonna say,
Thursday.
you're doing the senior center one? Or what time was that scheduled? Jeff put out that he was gonna, this Thursday, there was a senior center get together to talk about that grant. Did you see
I
that?
didn't see that.
Yeah, there's
He
talk
put
about
out-
that on Thursday. And then at 9 o'clock at the jail, John Hanson's gonna be down with Rick. Is that Rick to go through and do the 11-month warranty inspection to make sure anything going wrong. can be addressed and identified before our warranties expire. And I know last week, I don't know if Together We Build kind of got, I made a phone call that kind of kicked John into gear a little bit, and I guess, somebody from P Construction came down with, inspected the doors, did some seals and different things, so I don't know if everything got addressed. But that was going, but this Thursday, there's something with the senior center, something with the jail. So I don't know when that senior center, he wants to,
Time on it.
So when Jeff sent his email out, he said he was gonna cohort with Kelly to see how to proceed. I mean, he sent the plan out and he sent the improvements, that possible improvements and whatnot, but yeah, I'm not so sure there was a date for a walk.
Right. Yeah,
I think this was all jail thing on Thursday.
Yep.
Cause Jeff had to be there for sure.
right.
yeah.
And then Wednesday, there's a very special birthday that day too.
Whose birthday? Scratch that from the record.
Oh, eggs.
All right. And we have possible reappointment.
We have reappointment, Kathy Seifert has agreed to be reappointed to a new 2-year term on the Eastern Iowa Regional Housing Authority Commission to expire August 31st of 2027. That's a resolution, we do that by resolution, need to be a resolution.
Do we have
Move to approve.
So it is
Yes.
resolution 1139 -08 -01 2025.
005?
05?
Wonder if that's a mistake on Shelley's part? Or if we had to approve it effective.
No, her term doesn't expire until the August 31st. 25.
Let me go bring her down here.
You know what?
Here.
Nope, it's good. She's got the, yep. So she changed it. Okay, so it is 08/05 2020.
All right,
I would move to approve.
I would second it.
got a motion by Mike, second by Nin to approve the reappointment of Kathy Seifert to the ERA Commission. Was it 1 or 2 years expired, or a 2-year term, expiring 8/31/27, and that is resolution number 1139-08-05-2025. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
That's all I had for you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
There is still one vacant seat on that.
Yeah. John, you're up. John Keys from the County Attorney's Office. Welcome, sir.
Well, thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
Is this gonna be a closed session, John, or not?
Well, it could be in that it
We haven't got
potential
it.
pending litigation, but there isn't anything pending at the moment. So it's just sort of an informative meeting. Just to lay the groundwork, I had been asked to do some preliminary work in the event that what we're seeing down in Clinton sort of spills over to Jackson with regard to wind energy litigation. We did speak with a firm that had been sort of informally advising us on our wind energy ordinance. They had done some work with the Supreme Court on a case that everyone sort of referred to. I did speak with some representatives from ICAP today. They have their own firm that's been representing some of the counties. And what they suggested we might want to do is use some of all the counties get 5 legal hours
Mhm.
a year or something like that. And so they said if we want to, they can simply have their law firm that they have, Hopkins and Buchner, sort of review our ordinance to see if there's any potential areas that they might want to sort of look at, be prepared for. That's the firm they would use. They can certainly use that other firm if we wish to, if litigation actually came about, they would work with them. And so that's really good conversation we had with them concerning this issue. So we have somebody,
Like you said, this is just for information, right? So. if
That's all it
there's
is.
something about, we can decide which avenue we're gonna proceed. I like the idea of having somebody look it over.
If we have the hours left.
if we have.
Somebody, well, the problem is, you're talking about your
Have we used
ICAP,
any
correct?
ICAP? Yeah.
Because the problem is that some department heads, call
Oh,
and
So
all
they
of a
get
sudden,
run down for
we're
5
out,
minutes?
we're out of hours because somebody has called and used our hours. So
I
I'm not,
guess
don't
when it
know.
comes to this, I would wanna make sure we're using somebody that has a lot of legal authority in this and a lot of expertise. I don't know about the ICAP attorneys, but I don't wanna short other departments that use that on a case-by-case basis, because we're trying to be a little frugal, maybe looking at more of a subject matter expert in this, maybe a little bit more protective. You know, as long as, you know.
I don't know if any hours have been used. I know that.
I
some
just think we
departments-
should check into it and see what's available to us, and if there's a chance that they can read it over in an hour, and one of our hours, we have an hour that it might be, you might have it ahead of time, have some information that you could lean on. You know, I mean, if there's something in there that shows a red flag at them, we should probably address it.
Right. Any
I
hour.
mean, I really like ours, be honest with you, with all the stuff that we do have in there, as far as sinkholes and
I'm in favor of
River
getting
Road
it
and-
reviewed. It just, you know, the dude that just fixes cars down the street versus the guy that has the computer and all that stuff and the wearing the latest legalese, so to speak, might have completely different perspectives. And,
So the point is, we can still go with, you
yeah,
know, somebody suggested if something comes up,
Exactly.
but if we have some pre-hours coming, then.
yeah.
They were ICAP's gonna check, get back to us,
Okay.
and then, you didn't think that just reviewing that was gonna take very long. So, we'll see.
I think that's a good plan.
I mean, I guess we're waiting to see what comes out of Clinton's, but obviously they're in.
That
We
firm,
just don't wanna be behind the 8 ball.
Right.
and that
That's
firm,
why
that firm is actually representing Clinton too.
I stepped forward,
Which one?
The one,
This one?
Yeah.
the one we talked about.
yep, I can't remember who the lead attorney is, Brian Donnelly, no, but Hopkins and Huber is also representing Clinton as well, so. Number of other counties involved in, so there certainly should be well versed in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Good information. I mean, you know, it could be on the horizon. It might be, it might not be.
It's good to lay the groundwork. I'm glad we did it.
Cool. Keep us informed, like I say.
Will do. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Anything else?
Yeah.
Anything else for boards or commissions? Iowa workforce, right now with the combining of districts, the only 2 districts right now that are combining is ours, which is Mississippi Valley, is combining with South Central Iowa, and East Central Iowa did not want to combine at this time. And Northeastern Iowa, they do, if I understand it right, but they didn't know, we have to have this sent into the state, our intent of doing something by a certain time. They didn't know if they were gonna have all of their ducks in a row before that time schedule, so right now, the intent is for Mississippi Valley and South Central. We've all voted to combine. Northeast Iowa is trying to also be included, but they have, get all the approvals and all that kind of stuff, and they didn't know if they'd have it done in time. So at this time, they are not being included, but the avenue is open for them too, because we are starting this process. So that's where we're at with that, so. And it really works best for South Central because their 2 employees they had running their whole workforce development district were on contract that ended in August for this month. So they literally have no employees. So everybody's like, well, if you combine us, but you don't get rid of expenses, how is this saving any money? They're like, well, they don't have any employee salaries anymore. So, and then there's auditory things. We actually got the ability and permission from the state to become our own fiscal agent. So there's different audit things that we can do. And so, we're trying to make steps to become more, fiscally responsible and help realize some more savings. So that's where the workforce development is going right now. So appreciate your support on that. They're trying to figure it again. This is just trying to maintain as much local control. I appreciate Brittany with the big write-up in the paper. But it's just, again, for us to be able to have some say in what's going on. So that's all I got with workforce development. And, we did talk about the jail. So are you guys going down? I'm gonna try to get down there.
Get down
You're gonna be out of
I'll
town.
be out of town.
The senior center's going, Leisure Lake, we've been getting emails. I did make contact with, one of the people that's the lady. I did forward on ECIA's or IRIS boards, replies to some of those questions. I know we kind of, and then reminded me, we were thinking maybe rewriting that. And I was like, I don't want to have any misinterpretation of what the actual answers are. I sent it to them. We can go over there. I'm going to try to meet with them and kind of explain of it, get the slope analysis from the roads, because they sent us several petitions about different things. And we can talk a little bit more about where's this all coming from? What, you know, to me, this is kind of out of the dark a little bit. You know, we've been working with them for years with the zoning stuff and heard nothing about this. So to just have all of this come up all at once is a little unusual. You know, they address snowplow issues and things like that. If there's a 911 at 1 a.m. in a snowstorm, there isn't a single county plow out on the roads. So the
That's
fact that they're
anywhere.
willing, that's anywhere. So the fact that they were willing to call somebody in to help plow the road, that's our guys going over and above, because during snowstorms enough, they're out 5 a.m. till 5, 6 o'clock at night, you know, nonstop. So we don't have the staffing to run 24/7 like the state does. So we do the best with what we can. So kind of figure out more what their goal is or whatever, because we can't pave their streets. So that's all I got. Unless you guys want anything more to add with that, or
No, I mean, I've seen your emails that you sent to them and I appreciate you following up with it and. I can't imagine that they didn't get the letter from. ECIA.
No,
it came.
did not, they sent the letter back to us because they said the petition came to us as county supervisors.
So they did.
So they felt that the answer should come back to us to forward.
Okay, so they.
Okay. So I sent it on because I didn't want to retype
Right.
it and have it
Right.
misinterpreted,
No,
or I
that's
say
fine.
it wrong. So we'll see what they'll say with that. Again, I'm gonna get with them. She wanted to read it a little bit, and we can get together and figure out what else. But you know,
I mean, they're unincorporated, so I mean. They have their association, but that's.
Right.
Another year nor there.
And if we're gonna send the letter out, we need to get addresses from Iris, because we don't have
oh,
all of them.
They can distribute it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I sent it to the lady on is it Cindy Larson, I think. On the letter I have it,
Yeah.
but I sent it to her. She's on the board, if I understand it right. So they can look at it, send it to whoever, and we go from there. So I'm following up on that. And
So the 911 board, executive board have decided to move forward with the moving of the. Wiring from the tower to the monopole behind it.
okay.
I mean, there was a discrepancy in the bids, of course, the RFPs. And we bettered them, we thought, to the best of our ability and decided to move forward, so.
Yeah.
Is that
Anything?
paid from 911?
I'm sorry?
Is that paid from 911 funds?
Yeah.
Wonder. You know how much?
Yeah.
So do we need,
It's-
well, I'm wondering, do we need to?
Was
amend the
one of the
budget?
bids supplies and one labor?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
The RFP went out as to this is what's gotta be done.
There was a big
Somebody
discrepancy.
either needs the work or they don't, I don't know. One of the two.
So we don't need a budget amendment?
No.
Okay,
All
okay,
right.
good.
Anything else for the board?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mike, second by Nan to adjourn. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Everybody have a good day. Enjoy the weather. Looks to be a beautiful day out.